Hello, y'all. My name is Jasmine Jones. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. You are now watching Black Girl Therapists in the Wild. This is a little series I like to call Therapist Sips and Reviews. We are reviewing Insecure Season 4, Episode 9, Lowkey Trying. And I am drinking Absolute Apple Vodka mixed with apple juice. Because I had some apple juice. How y'all doing today? Tonight? This evening? I have on shorts. I just have big thighs and things, so you guys gonna have to bear with me because it's hot in here and leave me the fuck alone, bitch. So, this episode frustrated me. I was just like, well, I'll get into it. So, it starts off cutesy. So, it looks like Lawrence and Issa are together again. Once again, together. They've made it official. As they stated later on in the episode that it's official. They're together. And I guess Lawrence did talk to Condola about it. And, you know, they had the little conversation just as far as, you know, how she feels and how he feels, and it's over now. So I guess that's a positive to know that he kind of cut off his loose ends, because Issa was asking him, they did like a whole little lovey-dovey montage, but during the montage, at the end of the montage, Issa was like, is there any loose ends? And how the conversation came up was because Issa had promised Nathan that she would help him unpack earlier in the week. This was before her and Lawrence decided to do the dirty tango and get back together. So she's saying she wants to be honest and let him know that a guy I used to date asked me to move, or asked me to help him move. I'm not the tongue twists. Asked me to help him move earlier this week. And, you know, I just want to be honest and let you know that I used to date him. We used to sleep together, but now we don't. And Lawrence is like, whatever about it. He's chill. I guess he's decided to go the route of trusting Issa. And, you know, we'll see how this goes. And then we move to Molly in her therapy session. In Molly's therapist's office, let me just say, that office is amazing. I dream of having a therapist's office where the bookshelves touch the wall, the ceiling, not the wall, it's already up against the wall, the ceiling looking like some shit from Beauty and the Beast. And it's just a zen, peaceful environment of light and love and goodness and all this other stuff. So Molly's in session, you know, talking about how she just feels that she shouldn't be the one to start the conversation with Issa, and how Issa just fucked up and how it's over. And so, you know, the doctor's like, well, you know, you tend to put up a wall whenever you get angry and then you don't want to talk about shit. And there seems to be a pattern here. So basically, the doctor's just like, why don't you just talk about shit? Just like I am throughout this whole episode. I'm just like, why are they not talking about this shit? What the fuck? I was just waiting on the edge of my seat like, why are they not talking? Why don't they have a conversation about this? Why is it that it continues to where, you know, okay, let's get through. So Molly is like listening to her therapist, and she's like, yeah, you right, blah, 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 and all this other shit. So Issa is facing a conundrum. I think we shoot back to her sitting in her apartment, and she feels a type of way because she used to sleep with Nathan, so she feels uncomfortable helping him with shit. Now, I don't know if it's purely platonic. Only the people that are involved can ever know if it's purely platonic. That's what I have to say. That's why it's this difficult area to be in, you know, because you got your ex, this new ex, because you dated, you were possibly trying to renew the dating situation. So this ex person that you used to have romantic things with, and it's kind of in limbo. He doesn't know it, but you know it's in limbo because you are now officially with your ex that you cheated on. So Issa's in limbo, not really knowing if she should go to Nathan's house and help him move, and she needs advice and all this other stupid shit. I don't know. I don't know. Only the people involved in the dating situation know if it's platonic. So as an outsider, you have to trust, like Lawrence has to trust that she's not going to cheat on him. And Lawrence seems, unbothered by the fact that she's going over there because she was honest about it. And Issa, she did show that she wasn't interested in Nathan like that. So yeah, that's good. But in real life, maybe because I have trust issues, I'm just like, you're just going to go be in the same room after you cheated on me once. You're going to go and be in the same room with your ex that you had sex. Okay. Because this is what I teach in therapy. If you say that you're going to start anew, then you have to start anew. You can't keep bringing shit up. You can't keep assuming shit. You have to actually start anew, or you shouldn't have started at all. You should have just left. You should have just been like, you know what? No, my emotions can't handle whatever the fuck you're doing with your life. So, I guess, because she did show on the show that she, wasn't trying to do nothing with Nathan. So that's good. So she calls Kelly, because Kelly is the therapist is Kelly is basically Issa's therapist. Kelly and her mom. She goes to her mom. She goes to Kelly. And I just feel, how I feel about the situation with Kelly. Does Kelly have a background story? Does she have, we even got a little background story with Tiffany having, her own little life and not inviting her friends over. It only took a few minutes to show the fucked upness that Tiffany is, But with Kelly, we don't get nothing. She's the laugh factor in the background. And the therapist to the rest of the bitches. And then she sleeps with niggas. That's all we know. We don't know what her joys are, what her pain is. If she's a fucked up bitch too, we don't know. We don't fucking know, but whatever. She calls her. She didn't pick up because she's living her own life, whatever she's doing. Probably babysitting. Now she's Miss Nanny, Mammy bitch and stuff. Whatever. It's none of my business. We got so many labels for Kelly, but we don't know who she is. We don't know who she is. Can you give her a background? Just a little bit. Just a little personality. She seems like a good actress, and I feel like she needs some personality. So she doesn't pick up the phone, so she calls her brother. And her brother's just like, I think he was just whatever about it. He was like, oh no, if you're not trying to be with him or whatever, then just go over there and help him move and leave him the fuck alone. So don't make a big deal about it. Lawrence came back into your life. He basically is showing that he is willing to start over with trust. You told him about it. He, was nonchalant about it. So you do what you need to do. So then after talking to her brother, who, she doesn't necessarily, I guess she didn't feel like she got good enough advice from him. She then imagines herself calling Molly and talking to Molly about what happened because she misses her best friend. She doesn't have any other friends. That's the thing. She doesn't have any other friends. Tiffany and Kelly are their own thing. Those are acquaintanceship friends. They're not, let's hang out and talk and drink and bullshit. No, they're not those type of friends. So she then imagines herself calling Molly and imagines Molly cussing her out for being needy and a user and all this other stuff. So she decides to forego necessarily calling Molly. Well, no, she calls Molly after the imagination. I don't know if she still was brave enough to do it even after she had that little imagination moment. So she calls Molly. Molly doesn't pick up though. So she leaves a voicemail and she asks Molly to meet her. So they end up meeting at this diner that's in, I think it's in Inglewood. I've seen it before. Pan's Diner or something like that. And they end up meeting at this diner. Of course, Issa and Molly are awkward. They drink some mimosas. They loosen up. But they never talk about the problem. Like, they don't go into what the issue is. And you know my stance on this. If there's a problem, I'll be the first bitch to talk about it. And if it's not resolved, then I'll be the first bitch to leave. Like, okay, I attempted. I don't care if I was the first one to talk about it. I don't care if I'm always the first one to talk about it. Eventually, after about 3 times of me being the first person to talk about it, then I'm done. Because I know that I can just leave after that. Because I tried. I told you how you were making me feel. And I asked for different ways that we could resolve. And you are continuing to do the same bullshit. So, we heading on the fast train to get the fuck up out this bitch. Because I don't like sitting and waiting around. I'm not going to sit and wait around for you to figure your shit out. I'm just going to approach you and be like, what happened at the block party? Why did you jump on me? What's been happening since like for months of us? I feel a distance. I wouldn't even let it last that long. I wouldn't even let it last for months. The first time, so if I was Molly, the first time I felt uncomfortable when they were on the hiking trail and she was uncomfortable about Andrew and her relationship with him and opening up to him, and then Issa said that fucked up shit, I would be like, why you say that? No, let's talk about it, because I feel like there's some shit going on here. I don't like this. And you're my friend, so let's figure this shit out so we can move the fuck on. So why do you say that? How do you feel about me as a friend? How can we work this out? See, that's the type of shit you do. That's what grown people do. No. You know what? Because most adults don't do that shit. That's why a lot of them are in therapy. So that's the goal. That's the goal of what you're supposed to do. That's the goal. It took me even a while to get to that point. No, it took me a while to get to the point where I could say it calmly without being overly blunt and loud. Oh, shit. Oh. Okay. Get on me. Why are you just laying there looking at me like that? See, this is why people are afraid of cats, because they just be sitting there staring at you and shit. I be looking at her back and then she look away. I'll make your ass feel awkward too. Shit. Just be studying you and shit. Just be looking at you. Yes, I wipe my hands on my clothes. Go fuck yourselves. Leave me alone. But I'm just like, I would have called this shit out from the beginning. I wouldn't have let this go on because I don't like having that energy inside of me. I like to move the fuck on. Like, I like to know what shit is so I can make a decision from there. And so, yeah, they just sat at the diner and chit-chatted, got a little tipsy off of mimosas and chit-chatted some more. And then I think Issa tried to low-key invite Molly to help Nathan unpack. Molly just kind of let that blow the fuck over her head because she didn't show up to help with nothing. And, they moved along. Let's see what happens next. So then Molly gets back to her apartment. I think it's her apartment. Her and Andrew been playing house on a lot of these episodes, so it's her apartment, I guess. It could have been Andrew. I think it's hers. I don't fucking know. I think it was Andrew's. Yeah, it was Andrew's. It was Andrew's house. And so she gets to Andrew's house and she's telling him about how the brunch went. And she's telling him about how she shouldn't be the one to say shit first, that Issa needs to be the one to say shit first. And Andrew, just like what the therapist says, is like, why don't you just talk to this bitch? Why don't you just get this shit out the way? No one's asking you to apologize, but at least talk about how you feel. All this shit. Molly can talk to everybody else about how she's feeling and articulate everything else based off of therapy and working on her fucking self, but she can't talk to Issa. This is some dumb shit. I swear, for God. They in their 30s? Is this what 30s look like? Is this how it's gonna continue for them? Like, is there a lot of people like this? Am I the odd person that just likes to bring out shit in the very beginning and get it the fuck over with? Am I the odd person out? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Am I the odd person out that just wants to get shit off my chest and say shit when it first happens instead of taking this long ass roundabout? It's been like 7, 8, 9 episodes of this bullshit and they still ain't talked about it. Months in the episode. It's been months in these episodes. So so they both still going over in their mind, Issa and Molly, whether or not they should talk to each other. They both still trying to decide whether or not they should make that conversation happen. Who should make it happen first? All this petty, stupid shit when you can just get it the fuck out the way. If she's still acting the same, even if you started the conversation first, just leave then. Just be like, one of y'all just be like, fuck it, you still acting the same. I told you how I felt. I told you how what you did made me feel. So, I'm asking you if we can have a compromise, if we can work on some shit. And if they still doing the same shit, just leave. What the fuck? See, I told you I was frustrated. I was like, this episode is dumb. This episode is dumb. I'm like sweating, so now my face shit that I put on my face is going in my eyes and it's burning. I'm not crying. I'm just like, my eyes are fucking burning. Yeah, it ever happened to y'all? You ever like put some face shit on and because you live in a hot area, you start sweating and then the shit go in your eye? It's like, and then once my eyes start acting up, then my nose start acting up, and I'm just like, it's a lot. Oh gosh, it burns. Okay, I think I can make it through. If a tear falls, oh well. So, what happens next? So, Issa's on the phone with Lawrence, and Lawrence is telling her that he think he aced the interview in San Francisco. So I'm just like, are they going to be a long distance relationship? I mean, it's like a 5, 6, 7, 8 hour drive. Cause anything above 5 hours is like, I mean, sometimes some airlines have deals between the Bay Area and Los Angeles where you can $50 round trip or some shit like that, or $50 to get there, $50 to get back, so $100 round trip. I did that before. I don't like long distance. I want the shit when I want it. I said what I said. I don't give a fuck. I want the shit when I want the fucking shit. I don't have to fucking get on no fucking plane, drive hell far. You about to fly me out, nigga? I ain't paying for that shit. I mean, I don't, if he's doing it too and he's coming down here, I guess. I don't want to know. I don't care. I'm not. I'm stupid. I don't know. I'm a horrible ass bitch. I feel like I deserve to be catered to. I'm not about to be driving hella far, paying all these plane tickets and shit. You can fly me out. You want to see me? I mean, I'm a lady. I'm a dainty lady, okay? I said what I said. I was thinking about those protests, and I was like, I think the reason why one of the reasons, I don't want to get shot in the face with anything. I'm not an aggressive bitch. I might come off as an aggressive bitch verbally and shit, and because I'm a big bitch, but I'm not an aggressive bitch like that. I don't fight people. And I'm a dainty lady that, I'm delicate. I'm a delicate flower, okay? I like to wear dresses and colorful things and flowers in my hair, so I feel like I don't belong in that, and for this is just how I feel about myself. I mean, other people are different. It doesn't make them wrong, okay? So don't come for me. I just feel like I'm a dainty lady. It's funny even saying it, but at least I can say it. At least I can admit the shit. I feel like I'm a dainty lady. Delicate and sweet, like a flower, like a rose. Yes, I may have thorns, but my petals are delicate and gentle. What the fuck is wrong with me? But that's not to say that, you can't be a dainty lady and get out there and get socked in the face and shot with rubber bullets. You can still be dainty and do that. I'm just not the dainty bitch that will do that. So, I'm a horrible person. Don't come for me unless I sent for you, okay? What was I saying? Oh shit, I lost track. So at some point, so being catered to, that's what I was talking about. So yeah, in some areas I like to be catered. I don't give a fuck. I deserve that shit. I cater my motherfucking self, bitch. I bought a ticket to Greece and to Hawaii this year, bitch, for me alone, to do that shit for my fucking self, okay? Do that nice shit for myself, okay? So, oh my gosh, this is horrible. And no, I'm not allergic and shit to nothing. It's retin-A. And you're not supposed to get retin-A in your eyes. That's why it burns. And once my eyes start burning, my nose starts running and shit. So, yes. I don't have the COVID. Don't come for me. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so, I mean, I guess they're going to do the long distance thing. It never came up. Like, they never came up like it was a problem that he was going to San Francisco. I guess they're fine with doing that, which is great for them. If you feel like y'all need to do that, And Issa, she's a landlord. She can be a landlord in San Francisco. I mean, I feel it's on the onus of the person with the most flexible job to move. Like, if I fell in love with somebody, I could do therapy anywhere. I just had to get a license based off the state. So I'm open to moving because, but like, let's say, for example, the dude I marry, like, he could just transfer to a new facility. That nigga needs to move then. I have my client shit set up here. I have my office. I have you could just and you'll be at the same job, same position, doing whatever. So I feel like, like, what if he's an actor or some shit? Who knows? Who knows what type of nigga God will send my way? But, you can move. You can act anywhere. You gotta fly out anyways, no matter where you live. So, you can move. But, like, let's say he got a career where he can't be transferred. He's not like an actor where he could just live anywhere and then fly out to his shooting locations and shit like that. Like, he gotta stay where the fuck he is, or he's not gonna have a job. And then when he gets out here, he's gonna have to look for a job, and it's gonna be a long time before he has it. I want somebody that has their own business. Fuck this. Because I have my own shit. You have your own shit. Because that's most freedom. So be free and have your own shit. There you go. Because I feel like, yes, I deserve the best. And like a good business. A good business. I don't know if I could move. I don't know if I could do that long distance shit, though. I think both got to stay in separate places for months at a time. Like, no, I'm good. And I could see Issa just like flying up there, and because she's a landlord, she don't necessarily have to be there every day, so she could take a whole week. And let's say her office hours is like Friday and Monday. She could take a whole week and be out there most of the week. And then, because knowing Issa, she would forget to come back, and she wouldn't be taking care of her tenants like that, with that kind of distraction. I don't see it. I mean, maybe. I mean, she's changing, though, because the next scene is her getting vendors for her next event. So she wants to do another event. She's already got 2 vendors. She doesn't necessarily know. It's like a cycle place, so I'm guessing it's exercising or cycling, black cycling or some shit like that. And so she's trying. She's trying. So, And then Issa goes and helps Nathan move. And Nathan's flirting hard. Nathan's flirting really hard. I'm just like, okay, Nathan, I guess. He's not my type. So I'm just like, I like how his voice is deep, but he's not my type. So I'm just kind of like, I guess, Nathan. He's not my type. That's all I have to say. He's not ugly. He's probably somebody else's type. He's not ugly. He's just not my type. I feel like people think I'm shading motherfuckers when I say that. He's not ugly. It's just some people can be not like, who's attractive, but he's not my type. I can't think of shit right now. I'm not good at thinking on the spot. Let me fuck alone. And she helps him unpack, and they're laughing, and she's awkward, and she's trying not to be too close to him in his space. She's trying to like dip and dodge around him and shit. So she's laughing, dip and dodging around him, so he's not too close to her, so it's not too close of a space. And Nathan is flirting a little bit with vicinity and facial expressions. He's flirting. And then she tells him that she got back with her ex. Of course, Nathan shades him. He's like, ain't he sometimey and shit like that? Oh, no, he was like, the one you cheated on? And he was like, and she was like, yeah. And he was like, ain't he sometimey or some shit like that? I'm like, she cheated on him. I mean, yeah, he was depressed and ain't shit, but he was always there. He was always laying up in the bed at her house. He was always there. So he's not sometimey. He was always there. So, what, sir? And so then she shoots back at him because we don't know how to communicate shit. I was just been like, what do you mean sometimey? Let him explain it. What do you mean sometimey? Like, what did he do that was sometimey? You just let him explain, because she cheated on him. So I need him to clearly explain what he thought that nigga did that was sometimey. And watch him just stumble and fall, because that nigga didn't do nothing. He was just depressed and didn't have a job. I mean, So, she shoots back at him because we don't know how to communicate in this shit. So she shoots back at him and she goes, well, at least he didn't leave me and didn't say shit and just disappeared. And he goes, like, he went home and he found out he was bipolar. I guess before he did tell her that he was getting his mental health check, he had depression or some shit. He told her he had depression before. And then now he's telling her he was bipolar. And he went home to, like, get in touch with himself and be like, clarify the type of people that he wants to have around him. And then he tells her that she's one of those she's one of those people, and then they joke and stuff, and then they finish packing. And I guess it was unspoken, but they decided to just be friends. And that's cool. So I think it could happen. From what they've shown us, it looks like Issa is making the right boundaries. She's telling the truth. And, it looks like they could just be friends. And then Issa and Nathan go to Andrew's house. And Andrew's there with Molly. And Andrew and Molly have been talking about, because so Andrew's brother had invited Molly and him to a basketball game and sit front row seats and all this other stuff. And Molly didn't want to go. And she said, like, oh, you can have a boys' night. And he just went with his brother. So Molly and Andrew are standing in the kitchen talking about, like, Andrew's just like, so are you going to keep avoiding my brother? And Molly's just like, well, what do you want me to do if he disrespected me? And didn't apologize to me. Notice that he didn't apologize to her directly. Like, if Andrew's brother was my brother, I would have made him apologize to her directly, to her face. And then maybe she would be fine with it. Because it's like, okay, I want to see him apologize. And then we'll be cool. Make that happen. If he doesn't apologize, he will always be wrong. And you never have to hear shit from that nigga about you having to hang around his brother. Because that nigga refuses to apologize. So you look right, he looks wrong. Oh, that's fucking right, bitch. That's how you play that shit. And so he can never get on you about not hanging out with his brother. He could never say shit to you about it. He would want to say shit. He would be in his head, well, maybe this is one of her moments where she's just like mad and puts up a wall. I feel like this is justified though, because she was being racially profiled and that nigga defended the racist people. The fuck is wrong? I feel like she is right here. So, but I would have said it though. Like, you have to say it. If you don't say it, then he's going to keep bugging you about hanging out with his brother. And then you're going to be hanging out with his brother. And you're going to put off this attitude, because Molly puts off an attitude when she's mad. Just like when she was at her parents' house for Thanksgiving or whatever holiday that was. And her brother had to pull her to the side because she kept trying to avoid her dad and shit. She put off attitude. So she'll put off an attitude, and eventually that nigga is going to sense her attitude. He's going to try to talk to her from his position. And then he's going to say some more bullshit because she's going to get mad. Yep. So, that's why you got to say that shit. If he apologizes to my face, not over the phone, not over text message, then I will spend time with him and it will be great. And he's not gonna do that shit. Maybe not. But they were cut off in that conversation because then Issa and Nathan came through the door. And it was awkward for a minute. Molly and Issa were just looking at each other. Nathan and Andrew was just looking at each other. And then Issa was talking about she about to leave. They was just getting their stuff. And Molly was looking around like, I guess I should invite them to eat. And so she invites them to dinner because she brought takeout earlier or whatever when she was arguing with Andrew about his brother. And so they eat and they drink a little bit. Issa tried to back out for a minute, but Nathan was like, he was hungry, so he didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. And so they eat and it's cool, it's whatever. And then they're sitting in the living room drinking, a little tipsy and stuff like that. And what is it? Molly and Issa start reminiscing about old games they used to play and things like that, and where Issa used to live, her first apartment, and drinking games they used to play. And so then they start playing a drinking game. They start playing a drinking game, and what happens? Molly kind of looks away at first when the drinking game was brought up. She kind of looks over at Andrew because I think she didn't know what to say, because basically did Issa bring up staying and doing a drinking game, or was it Nathan? I think it was Nathan, or maybe Andrew. It was Andrew or Nathan. And then Issa was like, yeah, let's do it. And then Molly looks over at Andrew like, she was just like, I don't know if I want her to stay that long. She didn't say that though, but that's what her look said. And so then Issa was like, "Oh no! If you want, we don't have to stay." And blah blah. And then Molly was like, "Oh no, you can stay." So Molly was just like trying to maintain this bullshit of, pretending everything is fine. That's what Issa was maintaining. Molly thinks it, was a game, not a game, but it was like fake. It was shallow. Issa was like, Issa just wants to maintain it. She wants to maintain the normalcy of what their friendship was. Are you okay? I didn't barely touch you. Are you okay? You just keep looking out the window. Stop. So Molly then is trying to send a text that she thought was going to Andrew, but actually she sent it to Issa. So Molly sent the text and it basically said, "See, I'm trying with her." And Issa got the text and her whole face fell. It just fell. It was like, it's not funny, but it is. I said what I said. She just be looking so sad. I just be like, why does she look so sad? So, So then Issa sends a text back to Molly that says, "I think you sent this to the wrong person." And then Molly looks up at Issa all shocked and shit. And then Issa gets up and leaves. And they're outside and they're arguing back and forth, talking about things have changed since, a few months, and it's just not about just the block party and da-da-da. And then Molly says some shit like, well, maybe the people we've become don't match with each other or have grown apart, or some stupid shit like that. And then Issa was just like, okay. And then Molly was like, what do you mean okay, blah blah blah, some shit like that. And then Issa was like, she got in her lift because she texted a lift before she walked out the house. So she got in her lift and left. And I was just like, all of this, y'all could just talk about, this hurt my feelings. And this hurt my feelings. And this is how I felt when, and I wish we could work on, and moving forward with this, and then maybe we can compromise that. Like a real conversation about what happened, because I'm still confused about why they're not friends. I mean, like, yeah, Issa's messy. Yeah, the shit with Lawrence is about to fall apart, probably. But the shit with Molly's gonna fall apart because of Andrew's brother. Because he's a whole ass racist. And, They both ticking time bombs and shit. Both of them. Both of their lives is ticking. So, I feel like I don't understand what the argument is here. They're both messy. They both have issues. Like, Molly still has shit she needs to work on, even though she's in therapy. And Issa needs to get her ass in therapy. I mean, there has to be some. Maybe she doesn't have health insurance. I don't know. Maybe what she makes as a landlord isn't enough to budget in therapy, but she needs to go to therapy. I don't know if in one season she mentioned that she was in therapy, but she needs to go to therapy. She needs to go back. Molly's in therapy. Issa can be in therapy too. That's all I'm saying. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nope. But yeah, I feel like this episode was bullshit. We wasted time. It was a filler episode. Y'all didn't figure shit out. Y'all didn't talk about nothing. You basically decided to just not be friends because the people you are now are so different. What's so fucking different? Molly found some nigga, but she gonna fall apart with that nigga because his brother's racist. Issa's gonna fall apart because Condola and Nathan are lingering in the background. I mean, they didn't show a scene with Lawrence talking to Condola. They didn't show that shit. I mean, I guess they don't have to. And then Nathan's lingering in the background. He still likes Issa. He's still gonna try. He showed that he was stank about Lawrence. He's still going to try. Okay? He's going to try. And Ethan's gonna have to withstand it or put up a boundary. And if he keeps trying, she's gonna have to end that friendship. Or she's gonna end up fucking the shit out of him. There you go. I mean, we'll see in these Hunger Games. We will see who wins. Will Condola win Lauren's back? Will Nathan win Issa? Will Molly be able to put up with Andrew's racist brother or put an ultimatum or that nigga needs to apologize or else? Who knows? Or maybe it'll just be like, we'll just brush over all this shit and we will have these wholesome relationships without the friendships. And we'll just, it's okay to grow apart from your friends who have done nothing to you. Who have not done anything to you that is detrimental to your life, that is a betrayal, who has done nothing to you. I don't understand. Both their lives are a mess. They're working on shit, but putting up that wall every time when you get mad, not giving somebody a chance, not knowing how to communicate with everybody else but Issa. It's like you don't even want to try with Issa. I mean, I guess that could happen where you just get tired of a person, but I want to know why. Why are you tired of her? I mean, maybe it's just spending time with somebody too much and it's too much. Maybe there isn't a why. Maybe it's just whatever. I guess it can be a just whatever. Stop biting me. What the fuck is wrong with you? So, that is my review of Insecure, Season 4, Episode 9, Lowkey Trying. Even though nobody tried. Nobody tried. We just avoided the topic and then talked shit about each other behind each other's back and then decided not to be friends anymore because the people we are now, like, there's no drama in our lives. Like, we're not fucking up in different areas. Like, we're not making mistakes or nothing. We don't need to be around each other anymore. And we're just saying, like, okay. Molly was hurt about that shit, though. She looked hurt. Issa was like, she looked hurt, but she looked like I'm trying to be strong here and be like, fuck it type of hurt. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I feel like all of this is bullshit. What are we mad about? What are we arguing over? I don't understand what we're mad about. That's the thing. I bet. Don't eat that. Bad. I don't know what we're arguing over. I don't know what we're mad about. I don't understand what they did to each other to be upset. Why the vibe is off. Maybe you can just have a vibe off with somebody. And there's no reason why. It's just a whatever, like I said earlier. I guess. Their life is both messy. whatever. They both need to talk to each other about what's been going on in their lives because they're each other's best friend. And they're not because they feel like there's a distance between them just because they don't communicate with each other. Maybe just the years of not communicating with each other has made their relationship go stale because they don't really know who each other is or whatever. They don't know each other. They don't know each other because they don't fucking talk to each other about each other's feelings and each other's problems, really, and about each other. They talk about the shit going on in their own lives, but they don't check in with each other about how they feel about each other. So they don't know each other. They don't know each other because they don't know how they feel about each other. That makes sense. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe that's something there. That might be something. So yeah, that is it for this evening. Talked on a little bit more than I intended, so this is probably going to be long. Oh well. But yeah. Later days.